reminds us that we're just getting started. We're just getting going. We're just putting it together. And a night like this for our defense to be able to play that explosively in 3 turnovers and whatever, double-digit sacks. I can't remember seeing double-digit sacks. Is so important to us as we move into this. We're finishing like the first quarter of the schedule. So with a lot of hope and looking toward the future and developing the young guys, keep seeing them able to play a role for us just gives us the confidence that we're going to keep getting better. So we're not a finished product. We're just getting rolling. And it's really exciting to be able to tell you that because it feels like it. What I'm probably altogether most proud of is how we played in the second half of the last three weeks. We played great football and got it going and cleaned up some of the stuff that happened in the first halves of those games, and we're able to put games away. And so that finishing mentality is really, really valuable to us, and we're going to try to keep building on it.
Did this feel like it was coming from Devin?
I've never thought he wouldn't play like this. This is why we took him, to be active and to show that he gets this game of football and it comes easy to him, and he's an explosive, dynamic player. And we got to play him at nickel for the first time. This was a process. Getting him back out there. We didn't have enough time, we thought, to have him ready. Although he's been working at it the whole time, and he did a great job again tonight, and you can see why we like him there. We didn't have Artie tonight, and we didn't have Trey Brown tonight, and so he had to do it all night long, for us, and so it was a beautiful job. He showed me who he is.
Sorry, how much does that suit his skill set, being a little closer to the ball? We saw him blitz early on, just making.
Well, playing the position. If you could compare it to playing corner, there's so many more things that happen, and there's guys on both sides of you, and you're not playing on the edge, and there's runs and passes and blitzes and mixes of coverages and things like that makes it, it's a position for a guy that can handle all of that naturally, and it is a lot of this is natural skill and awareness that he could pick stuff up so soon and be so dynamic in there in such short order. He's just going to get better and better, and so. The really, really exciting, thing to watch for us, and so we'll keep going with it.
You got 6 sacks today from linebackers and corners. How did you see the pass rush as a whole come to life and getting those guys back?
This was a great night for Clint and the guys on defense. The mixes and the change-ups, the variety of ways that we came after him, used everybody on the field just about. And hitting the calls at the right time so the guys could create some explosive plays out of it. You got to give Clint a ton of credit. And pass rush isn't just the guys up front. It's everybody contributes to it. Coverage and that's where the backers play a role in it as well. And that was a great illustration of that tonight.
The frustration for Jamal Adams, what could you have possibly said?
He's going to be okay. He got kicked in the head, and so he misses this game. But the preparation to get him to this, and then with the week coming off, he's going to be fine, I'm sure, and he'll be back out there. So it's just a little glitch right now.
Not that you necessarily needed any more motivation, but the hit on Geno out of bounds, that add a little
so
to the
I don't know why that way we didn't see that differently. It just looked so dangerous. It was all of the effect of a horse collar tackle happened with the swing of the body that pulls down on the back of the legs, and he got hurt on that play. So a penalty wouldn't have rectified that, but it just looked like such a dangerous play. It might have warranted a second look. I don't know.
But did that fire you guys up a little more? That seemed at that point things started to explode.
Maybe so. I don't know. I didn't see it that way, but maybe so.
Jamal looked like he was furious after he came out of the medical tent. What's your understanding of why he was upset?
He had a concussion, couldn't play. They told me by the time they got all the assessments done, he couldn't play. And somebody said something that wasn't with us, was somebody else around that he might have responded to. I'm not sure about that.
Have you had the chance to speak with Jamal yet?
Just hugged him up and all that. He'll be fine. Frustrating start, but all of the work he did to get here is what preps him for the next time coming around, and he's going to be a big part of what we're doing.
Geno getting hurt, but is it good to let Drew block get some time in?
To get out there. Yeah. He was a little jittery at first, but he did great. And just getting out there and playing some football, it's so valuable, For the next time he goes in, it's not the first time. So it was great to put him back out there. You notice we got a chance to get some of our guys off the field. I can't ever remember taking Bobby out of a game. Maybe you guys can, but I can't remember us doing that. But getting him to rest for the last couple of drives or whatever like that. So we did the same with Geno, and it was a nice night for getting that done.
Is Geno, does he have an injury, or is it just kind of a pain tolerance thing? Or
he had a knee, kind of twisted his knee a little bit. Yeah. It really was knee and ankle at first, but I think it just came down to being they taped him up on the ankle, and then his knee was a little bit. He might be sore tomorrow. The next couple of days he'll need the break.
Haynes and Damian Lewis.
Yeah, Phil's ankle checked calf again. Yeah, it was his calf that he had a couple weeks ago. We were going to rotate AB in there and not overplay him. We just didn't get to that before it didn't hold up. So, yeah, he's got a twisted ankle.
Jaron Reed, what happened with him?
He got kicked in the shin, and it kind of blew up on him a little bit. So it's not broken or anything like that. He'll be pretty sore for the next few days, but he'll be all right.
Usually you don't want to buy this early, but 3 wins in a row and all the injuries, is this maybe the
Yeah,
right
this
time?
is a really good time for us. It's a good time for us to come back with new perspective for the young guys, and where we can kind of go back to, talking about what they've accomplished and how far they've come along. And it really, to me, there's so much focus on those guys and their ability to contribute as we move forward. I think this is a really good stopping point for us in that regard. We'll certainly zero in to try to help them continue to develop. It's so important for us to get those guys, where they're part of it, and that it'll be such a factor to us once we get to the midpoint of the season, heading in the second half.
It was only 9 plays, but did you see what 3 safeties with Adams can do to the entire team?
No, I can't tell you about that yet. I know what he can do. That's why we're playing him there. We know what we're doing. We haven't seen the benefits of it yet. He missed the sack right off the bat. He had a shot at him. I'm sure he was maybe a little overexcited about that one. He was free as you can get.
Witherspoon's the touchdown. What did you kind of see as that play was unfolding?
He situated himself right between the two receivers that were doing their little return thing, and I'm not sure who they were throwing it to. They thought the guy would slide more, but he was right in the right spot, and he just nailed it. The thing I liked the best about the play was the other two guys, Julian and Tariq, recognizing how we needed them to help him finish the play, and the explosion of those two guys to jump out and shield his way all the way to the end zone that was incredible. I love that part of that play.
The impact of that play, turning around the game basically, was they were getting close?
Yeah, because they moved, they had made their way down the field. I thought the QB did a nice job of running. Daniel did a good job of being really resourceful and keeping them alive and stuff. And they kind of moved their way down and with some nice individual plays and all. So it was a really big deal to us in that game. Yeah, it was a huge play.
I was going to say, Drew's pass to Noah, I think it was 3rd and 10 on that play. And so getting it down.
Yeah, floated out and hit him. A great job of Noah running. Gosh, he's so. I mean, how about the 2 plays? The one with Kenny. I mean, did he hit it or not? You still don't really know, but they called it the way they did. And then him finishing out. He didn't get in the end zone. That was a good call there. But he did stay in bounds. We thought we'd lose a bunch of yards there. But that was a tremendous run by Noah.
Gino's touchdown to DK. I don't know how good your view was on it. But
yeah, that looks like I saw a quick flash of the replay. Excellent job by both guys. The chemistry of understanding. Here comes my chance, and for DK to get open and Gino to rip one in there. And we practice that stuff all the time, and it was a perfect example of how we practice that throw right there in the corner. It was a great job by those guys.
The big picture, just where do you feel like you guys are at after 4 games?
Say it again.
Just big picture, what do you feel about your
we
season?
screwed up the frickin' second half of the first game, and I remember kind of forgiving myself for that. We just, the Rams have done a nice job since then. They play good football, but we just didn't play the second half like all the rest of these halves. This is the way we're supposed to finish, and we just didn't do it. So I'm going to be kicking myself for that one. But, okay, there's a couple teams that are 4-0, and it's really close.
Do Kobe, Ari, and Trey all have a chance to come back after the bye?
Yeah, Kobe has a really good chance. I'm not sure about Artie. We got to wait and see because it's a hammy. We got to see how he does.
Speaking of finishing, you guys have had issues getting off the field on 3rd down. They started 4 for 7, but then they finished the game 6 for 16. Is that something coming out of this game that you're extremely encouraged about?
Yeah, it's a huge improvement for us. It's been the number one emphasis on both sides of the football to be more effective on 3rd downs. That's of all of the areas in our game, that's where we have to improve, and it just happens to be on both sides. So it's good to see some numbers go in the right direction there.
Anthony Bradford's a pretty rugged kid. What's he done going? It seems like he's held his own inside since you had.
I think so again. Yeah, and he went against the 2 best guys that we'll face all year. Those guys are phenomenal defensive tackles. I don't know what happened so much, but I do know the way he plays matched up well. And we had intended for him to play in this game, even though Phil came back. Just to see him out there, he is very physical, and he's 360, and he can handle it well, and he moves his feet well, and all that. So. He's a dynamic young kid in the offensive line for us, and it's great to see him get this play right now. I mean, it's invaluable play time.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.